As the weekend approaches, let's settle in and end the week right, with an outstanding Thursday night contest here with the NFL on EA Sports. The veneer of a new season is gone. Yes, we used veneer in a football game. We're in the middle of the schedule now. It's away here in Week 7. And this will be a tough...
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now ETN to start the drive. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. This defense for the Broncos, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. You look at this Bronco defense. They played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And the big difference in the game? Their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
The leading rusher in NCAA history from Youngstown State. Here's Jaleel McLaughlin. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's 2nd and 7. The give is to McLaughlin. And he is close to a 1st down as he's tackled at the Jaguars 36.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Third down and 1. Throwing Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars are going to have it here just past the 25. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And their opening drive, that ended with the interception. Fortunate, though, it didn't lead to points.
It didn't lead to points, and because they kind of got away with one, maybe you come back and throw something similar again to show that you're not afraid, that you're not going to back down, and take your shot. Let the defense know that you're going to be there all game long.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
13, Lou. All right, let's go. Silver.
Lawrence will throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Thomas, the intended target, and it's 3rd and 4.
But you look at this Bronco defense.
They played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Take right open. Silver.
Now Lawrence to throw. That is caught. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Great job. Here we go, son.
ETN up the middle.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
The Jaguars at 2 and 4 here in the first half of the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Gun.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Now Lawrence.
And his throw is incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
11, Agate.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And the Broncos get there and take him down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
We'll call that a 41-yard punt. The net a little greater, though, following a loss on the return. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
On the handoff, McLaughlin. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Carry from McLaughlin.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
No score after 1 on EA Sports.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. In motion left goes Sutton. Nix from the shotgun. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 37. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give him 12 yards that time. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Working out of the gun is Nix.
Got a man open, it's Sutton. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down.
19 Tiger. Go.
Here's McLaughlin.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
To throw is Nix.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here we go.
2nd and 10. Nix to the air.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. McLaughlin.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver.
His 7th touchdown on the ground and 9th overall. And the Broncos post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey. Go, let's go. Here we go.
On play action, Lawrence.
They'll roll him out right. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Kill. 11. Go. Easy. Read a 44.
Play action. It's Lawrence.
It got his man complete.
Through the middle of the field.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
Brian Thomas
with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Jags are an extra point away from taking the lead.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Now it's Nix.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw, here's Nix.
And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Off the play fake. Nix. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Foyesade Oluwakin. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have him set up with a 1st and goal right at about the 6-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
Big 13 heavy. Silver.
Now a handoff to Bigsby.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Tank Bigsby. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. But they find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah, can he put it aside? Let's find out.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4. Here's Nix.
Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles. At that time, a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance it downfield.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Quickly into the hands of Mims.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
3rd and 5.
Let's go now.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
They'll set up the screen. It's McLaughlin.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Marvin Mims,
32 yards.
And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Throws right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for 2 to tie the game, and it works out. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here.
Here's Lawrence. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Here's 2nd and 10.
All right, let's go.
Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. That is incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Here we go.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Throwing right, and that's complete.
And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Nix.
That's taken in by Franklin.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Right back to him on first down. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
They'll run. It's McLaughlin.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
Jeffrey Simmons drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up fourth down.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically,
One guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
38-yard line, 2nd and 11.
Hey, run!
Lawrence now off the bootleg.
Sliding out of the pocket. Thomas brings it in. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And a nice call and really good execution there because they gave him a little bit of a different launch angle perhaps, you know. You don't want to have the quarterback dropping back 5 to 7 steps on every play and have the defense zero in on him. There you hope that you get your defense going one way. They sent him the other, and they picked up nice yardage with that completion.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Travis Etienne.
28 yards.
And the Jaguars have retaken a third-quarter lead. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a third-quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But, boy, they executed awfully well moving the ball down the field.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
Throwing Nix.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's McLaughlin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Second and 1. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Lawrence Cager, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in this third quarter. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Hey, go, go! Go, go! Hurt, hurt!
On second down, Etienne once more.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Rip, 23. Silver.
Another tote for Etienne.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
All right, let's go. Silver.
They go play action with Lawrence.
Rolling to his left. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
They were trying to erase that deficit in one play.
They certainly were, but how about the reaction time and the instincts back deep to force the incompletion? We might need to mark this one down. We may look back and say, that was a game-saving play.
The offense on third down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This is third down and 12.
Big 13 heavy. 13 loop. Loop. It's hot.
They go play action now. Lawrence.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Jaguars.
Brian Thomas, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Jaguars use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth.
Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Nix.
Looks to the sideline and has Mims who makes a catch.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 33 yards that time.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
That's going to be caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Marvin Mims,
his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Broncos answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Lutz with the extra point, and that gives them a 3-point lead. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
And Thomas has it. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Now Lawrence to throw.
He'll rifle this one deep right side.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
There he goes left side. And he makes it all the way down to the 13-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. 41 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. On the ground, here's McLaughlin.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down.
They're going. It's Nix.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Broncos get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Lutz good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Yeah, the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this in the red zone all the way inside Denver's 15. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 64 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Straight ahead, ETN.
And here he'll get it down to the 7.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
Now Lawrence. And they'll try and set up the screen to ETN.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Travis Etienne.
He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Jaguars have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Working out of the gun is Nix.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a give right side. McLaughlin.
And he is going to have the Broncos first, and that should be the capper.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
That is intercepted.
20. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. This is 1st and 10.
Throwing after the interception. Nix, wide open receiver, complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Back to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10.
Back to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
Charles, that drive was perfect. Methodical, executed so well, and they grabbed that lead with almost no time left for a last gasp from the other side.
No way you could have drawn up a better final drive, because not only did they keep their eyes on the end zone, but they made sure they bled the clock out as well and denied their opponent a chance to respond. That's just terrific situational football to end this one.
Lutz with the extra point, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Easy. Read him 24. Read him 54. There we go.
Lawrence.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25.
Here's 1st and 10.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly.
This ball intercepted. And the Jags are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Jaguars, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.